later as per sources, where she may seek political asylum. But I must inform our viewers that the Indian Railways has stopped all trains to Bangladesh and Air India has cancelled its 2 daily flights to Dhaka. Indigo, meanwhile, has also suspended all flights for 30 hours starting last evening. New Delhi keeping a keen eye on what's happening as far as the neighbourhood is concerned. Well, at the moment, we have with us journalist from Dhaka, Salman Saeed, joining us. Thanks so much, Salman, for making time for us. Now, you know, the fact that Sheikh Hasina is in India, political watchers actually argue that there is a real risk of blowback from the Bangladeshi people as well, considering that during the years of the Awami League rule, the Bangladeshi opposition has viewed India as backing Hasina and the West as being on their side. What are you picking up on as we speak?
As we speak, I can only say the streets of Dhaka is much calmer and things are very normal. There's no curfew in the street. I'm right now standing in front of one of the police stations where there was a lot of vandalization that was done. You can see behind me, I'll show you some of the streets. If you can see, there's a car that was burned out last night in front of the police station. When the vandalization, people who were angry, you know, after she left, and the celebration was over. At night, there were a lot of police stations was attacked. One of these police stations was this one, where you can see the people are coming over now. You see all the cars. Then people are standing on the staircases in front of that police station, and they were just like trying to remember the horrific night they had to go through. It was not at all. I can still smell the burnt gunpowder thing, but the people they have some kind of satisfaction, like they feel that now there will be peace. If you want, if you see the roads, everything is now normal. The traffic is picking up. Yeah, people feel like they have achieved a freedom. Yeah.
Right. Right, Salman. It is relieving to hear that things are fairly calmer in Dhaka, where you are at the moment. But we're also hearing that the Bangladesh student protest coordinators have called for the formation of a new government with Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus as chief advisor. Reuters is in fact reporting this as well. Anything you can confirm at the moment?
Yes, the student protesters last night, around 4, they shared a video message saying that they would propose Professor Yunus to be heading the interim government. So it is yet to be confirmed. I've seen that also being published on the local newspapers. So we just have to wait for the days for the government to make that decision. Since morning, I was also near the Prime Minister's residence, where the military has taken over and they have brought everything under control. Hopefully, now the military is on the streets, they will take control and bring. It's already stable, but I think they will take over take control of the police station, and then bring a law and order in situation. And then I'm sure by the end of the day, you will hear the confirmation of the head of the interim government.
Right. Meanwhile, as we wrap, Salman, the Bangladesh Army Chief is expected to meet the student coordinators who coordinated the protests at 12 p.m. local time.
That's what we have seen in the local media reports. Yes, they have called. We just follow it up on that. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what they have the discussion about.
Salman Saeed, thank you so much for joining us with that ground report from Dhaka. Relieving to hear that things are fairly calmer, and we hope normalcy is restored as soon as possible. We also have with us former Ambassador Prabhu Dayal, who's also the former Joint Secretary for SAARC. Thank you so much. Always Always a pleasure to speak to you, Ambassador. Now, an interim government will be formed in Bangladesh, but India will likely have to answer questions about giving refuge to a fairly unpopular leader who's also known as an authoritarian leader.
Well, I don't think that we would face very serious problems in that regard because very often countries give refuge to leaders who flee from their country. And I don't think that we can be hauled up for that. But our diplomats will certainly face some very important challenges. Firstly, we will have to see how the impact of these recent events in Bangladesh will affect the development partnership between our two countries.
Right.
Secondly, we have concerns that the Bangladeshi territory should not be used for anti-India activities by foreign elements.
Certainly.
Thirdly, I think we are concerned how counter-terrorism and defense cooperation, which were important planks of the relationship between India and the Sheikh Hasina government, how these could be affected. And fourthly, and very importantly, the role of China in the dramatically altered political situation in Bangladesh will be under review. Let me state that our geopolitical environment is very, very complicated. It's very hostile. We have Pakistan on the western flank, we have China in the north. The diplomatic situation has been complicated by the changes of government in the Maldives, as also recently in Nepal. And now, with the ouster of the Sheikh Hasina government, the geo-strategic environment for India will become more difficult.
Right, sir.
That is something we have to watch out for.
But do you agree that the bigger concern for Delhi, however, is if Dhaka gets a new anti-India, pro-China government, you think it could destabilize security on the shared border?
Well, as I mentioned, we have serious concerns about how Bangladeshi territory could be used for anti-India activities. India will have to be very, very careful in this regard, and I'm sure we must have already taken adequate steps to meet this threat. As regards the broader picture, I think India must wait and watch. We will have a hostile government in Bangladesh because we were perceived as being close to Sheikh Hasina, so the new government will not be friendly. But you know, diplomacy is the art of the possible. And there are ways to bring about changes within the realm of possibility through assistance packages, loans, and trade deals, which even the new government in Bangladesh will be looking towards. So I think that the challenges are very, very evident, but I'm sure that we can steer our way through these challenges, provided we focus on what the objectives are and how we can achieve them.
Right, so you agree that New Delhi cannot afford to have another front open when the LOC and the border with Pakistan is hot again and the Indian Army is in a long standoff with the PLA in eastern Ladakh?
Absolutely right. I said so, that our geopolitical environment is already very hostile. I refer to the western flank where Pakistan has unremitting hostility towards us. And our northern border, where at the line of actual control, Chinese operations have been causing us tremendous worry. So we cannot afford a hostile neighbor in Bangladesh. We will have to deal with a certain degree of hostility. But as I said, we will have to work towards easing that hostility and pulling Bangladesh out of its anti-India sort of mindset and making the new government realize that there is a lot that can be achieved through working with India. You know, there are no permanent friends, there are no permanent enemies, there are only permanent interests. And the interests of the new government in Bangladesh will certainly be towards the development of their country, towards creating more jobs, towards having a better economic situation all around in their country. So India can be very helpful in that context. And I think that we have to impress on the new government through very, very quiet diplomacy, behind the scenes diplomacy, how we can help them and how India's relevance for Bangladesh will continue.
Well, wise words, sir. No permanent friends, only permanent interests. We also have my colleague Mohammad Ghazali joining us at the moment. Sheikh Hasina actually landed at the Hindon Air Force Base in Uttar Pradesh's Ghaziabad, where Ghazali is currently. Ghazali, Sheikh Hasina's departure after a 17-year tenure. Many say it means that India has lost a trusted partner in the region. But do we know where she's headed next? Many say her next stop could be the UK, with reports also mentioning Belarus.
Yeah, see, Parma, there are conflicting reports coming in that where she will be headed. And what we're being told is because her cousin, one of her niece, not cousin, is based in UK and perhaps she is a parliamentarian there. So it is very likely that Sheikh Hasina and her sister, who is also a citizen of UK, her sister is a citizen of UK. So there is a very likelihood that from here Sheikh Hasina will be leaving for UK. And there are diplomatic talks going on between Sheikh Hasina's team and UK government to give her asylum over there, because she is not a citizen of UK, her cousin is. Now, as the gentleman you spoke to recently, just a short while back, was explaining what could be India's concerns. The bigger concern for India is, which I'll just try to highlight here, is that Sheikh Hasina has fled Bangladesh, she has come to India, she has been given a kind of layover here since yesterday night. She landed here at Hindon Air Base yesterday evening, and we don't know where she is located right now, because what we are being told that perhaps she will be given a safe kind of hideout or safety place to stay in. But the bigger concern for India is that what happens to the minorities there. That is one thing which Indian politicians are raising. Is India ready to give kind of a refuge to all those who will try to get over here, or will the situation worsen there? India will also have to chart its path to see that who is going to head the interim government. Because Waqaruzzama, the army chief in Bangladesh, who announced Sheikh Hasina's departure, her resignation, and also promised that an interim government will be installed in Bangladesh, himself is a recent appointee. He was appointed as army chief just last month or on 23rd of June. So India will have to see that BNP, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, which boycotted the elections, the last general elections in Bangladesh, as well as Jamaat Islami, which Sheikh Hasina had banned a couple of weeks ago when the protest had peaked, whether these two parties will be given or will be in power very soon, because these two parties have also shown a kind of anti-India stance. Also, the new government, India will have to see that who is heading the new government. Its entire exercise of keeping good relations with Bangladesh will have to be recalibrated, because back there on the streets in Dhaka, people still feel that India has always backed Sheikh Hasina, who was seen as a dictator, who tried to sort of suppress the entire protest by brute force. And that is why, to kind of to send out a message that India is still not backing Sheikh Hasina, but people of Bangladesh, is going to be a very tightrope walk for the Indian diplomacy or the diplomats who will be dealing with Bangladesh. India has also increased its security. There is always a concern about the High Commission in Dhaka, because reports of vandalism came in since the reports also broke out that Sheikh Hasina is leaving Bangladesh. Protesters are on the streets since morning. There is a bit of calm as the local reports are emerging from Bangladesh. But these are some concerns for India. Now, for Sheikh Hasina, how long is she going to stay in India? That is a big question, because India will not want to get into a situation where the local sentiments in Bangladesh would be anti-India just due to the fact that Sheikh Hasina fled Bangladesh and landed in Delhi.
As always, Ghazali, thank you so much for joining us with the latest update and contextualizing the latest information for us. Let's also get in a word from Kadambini Sharma, who joins us from outside the Bangladesh High Commission at the moment. Kadambini, India's border security force is also on high alert, as Ghazali mentioned briefly, across the border with Bangladesh, with field commanders ordered to take on-ground positions and be prepared for anything?
Well, this has to be. We have a very long border, more than 4,000 kilometers border, and the alert has been there since the protest started around a month back. But now that the situation is completely different, there is a situation of violence, and it looks like there is no one in control. So this alert has been in place since yesterday. Now, this is also because of various other reasons. Not only people who want to escape to India, but also there are other factors which might be affecting this kind of alertness. There are apprehensions about sleeper cells. There are apprehensions about radical elements. So these apprehensions have to be taken into account so that there is no untoward incident at the border. Now, once the situation calms down, then it might be different. India would have to see what the government, the interim government, how it deals with India. If another government comes in, how they will be dealing with India, which is another government which would be coming in. At the moment, the military has said that there would be a civilian interim government. There are people from various walks of life who are slated. It is being said that they would be coming in as a part of the interim government. So these are several things which will unfold over the next few days. But at the moment, India is in a very unique position. Sheikh Hasina is here in India. That is confirmed. No one has said anything on record, but it is confirmed that she is in India. This was the one place which she would have thought of coming, because this has also been her second home, as she has said several times. When she was in exile last time, she was here. But at this moment, the geopolitical situation is such that India may not want, in spite of being a friend of Bangladesh, a friend of Sheikh Hasina, India may not want to host her, and even Sheikh Hasina may not want to be here, because there are many other strategies which would come about for her, and India would be better placed if it has also a good relation with whatever government is coming in Bangladesh. At the moment, at the High Commission where I am, you would see that there are several police barricades here. Usually the security is not this heightened, but at this moment, since last 2 or 3 days, the security is really much heightened here. There are people who are stopping the cars from coming in, security personnel who are stopping the cars from coming in. But of course, the road is quite active, because there are other residential buildings here, schools here. People are going and coming, but there are certain restrictions in place and very, very much heightened security around here, so that there is no untoward incident, at least here in Delhi, in front of High Commission.
As always, Kadamini, thank you so much for joining us with the latest update. The key question remains what attitude a new government in Bangladesh takes towards India. It will be critical, because in the past, when opposition parties led by BNP, Jamaat or the army have ruled the country, India has had a bit of an unpleasant experience with anti-India terror outfits operating across the India-Bangladesh border. But the scenes emerging from Bangladesh, as we saw yesterday, are similar to the ones seen in Afghanistan in 2021 and Sri Lanka in 2022. In these countries too, the leader had left for safer locations. But the circumstances and motivations in Bangladesh are very different comparatively. But there is this inevitable sense of déjà vu. We'll keep getting you the latest updates from the neighborhood. For now, we're slipping into a very short break.
Hello and welcome to India Sense, where I speak with global opinion makers.
The United States has made a strategic decision over the last 20 years to move closer to India.
So a $7 trillion economy seems a perfectly conceivable number.
If you want to be a national party, it's that you sort of accept the way the world is rather than want to endlessly hark back to how it was.
Modi is promoting the digitization of the economy, which is accelerating growth in the country.
After great victory by Indian team, and today we are reporting from Mohali International Airport where we're showing these visuals. Arshdeep हमारे साथ है. वो performance सही सारे दी थे बढ़िया results मिले.
We are in the city of Kanpur today because they have their champion back home, Kuldeep Yadav.
Desperation for each and everyone to go there and win the World Cup, and we did it.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish.
After a great victory by Indian team, and today we are reporting from Mohali International Airport where we're showing these visuals. Arshdeep हमारे साथ है. वो performance सही सारे दी थे बढ़िया results मिले.
We are in the city of Kanpur today because they have their champion back home, Kuldeep Yadav.
Desperation for each and everyone to go there and win the World Cup, and we did it.
Hello and welcome to India Sense, where I speak with global opinion makers.
The United States has made a strategic decision over the last 20 years to move closer to India.
So a $7 trillion economy seems a perfectly conceivable number.
If you want to be a national party, it's that you sort of accept the way the world is rather than want to endlessly hark back to how it was.
Modi is promoting the digitization of the economy, which is accelerating growth in the country.
After a great victory by Indian team, and today we are reporting from Mohali International Airport where we're showing these visuals. Arshdeep हमारे साथ है. वो performance सही सारे दी थे बढ़िया results मिले.
We are in the city of Kanpur today because they have their champion back home, Kuldeep Yadav.
Desperation for each and everyone to go there and win the World Cup, and we did it.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient.
After a great victory by Indian team, and today we are reporting from Mohali International Airport where we're showing these visuals. Arshdeep हमारे साथ है. वो performance सही सारे दी थे बढ़िया results मिले.
We are in the city of Kanpur today because they have their champion back home, Kuldeep Yadav.
Desperation for each and everyone to go there and win the World Cup, and we did it.
Hello and welcome to India Sense, where I speak with global opinion makers.
The United States has made a strategic decision over the last 20 years to move closer to India.
So a $7 trillion economy seems a perfectly conceivable number.
If you want to be a national party, is that you sort of accept the way the world is rather than want to endlessly hark back to how it was.
Modi is promoting the digitization of the economy, which is accelerating growth in the country.
After great victory by Indian team, and today we are reporting from Mohali International Airport where we are showing these visuals. Arshdeep हमारे साथ हैं.
बहुत परफॉर्मेंस आई सारे दी ते बढ़िया रिजल्ट्स मिले.
We are in the city of Kanpur today because they have their champion back home, Kuldeep Yadav.
Desperation for each and everyone to go there and win the World Cup, and we did it.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Very good morning. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Divya Wadhwa. We have a whole lot lined up for you over the next 1 hour, including former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, is here in India. Where is she headed next is the big question. We'll get you all the details. But first, the headlines. Ex-Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is here in India. She landed about 5:30 in the evening yesterday at the Air Force Station near Delhi. She met with the